Hello again, it's Brad. I just wanted to make a short video on a subject that's been in the mainstream media that they've been beating to death. And it's this whole Babygate thing where Donald Trump supposedly kicked a woman out of one of his rallies for having her baby crying. And the mainstream media, which is in the tank for Hillary, is going to use any tactic they can to try to make him look bad. And the only problem with that is they misrepresented the whole incident, of course, and it was all a big lie. They only showed parts of the video to try to make him look bad, when in actuality he was very kind to the woman and talked about how he loved babies and babies are beautiful, and then afterwards the woman came out with an open statement and said that she wasn't offended in the least by anything Donald Trump had said, and she went off stage and or went out of the auditorium for a few minutes until the baby quieted down. She had some other family members there that were also listening to Trump, and when the baby settled down, she gave the baby a pacifier and she came back in. And she made a statement to the press, basically shaming the mainstream media for misrepresenting what happened there, and that she wasn't bothered in the least by anything that he had said, and was actually laughing right along with him, and thought that he was very polite and very amusing in his comments, and she rather enjoyed the whole experience, because she said in a situation like that, when her baby cries, it's normally a stressful situation, and his comments took away all her stress about it, because he just didn't mind. Donald Trump is starting to get wise to the fact that anything that he says is going to be misrepresented, lied about, and they're going to do anything they can to make him look bad, and everything in their power to make Hillary look good, which is just about impossible to do for a lying, crooked cunt like that bitch. And God, I hope our people in this country have enough sense not to vote for that twat. I apologize for the language, but Jesus, it's never been so important as it is now. This crazy broad is going to get us in World War III. She's blaming the Russians for these emails when it wasn't the Russians that took it. They had a guy that used to work for the NSA, is that NSA whistleblower William Binney on the other day, talking about how it was more likely somebody from inside the NSA that was the one that actually released the emails, and that person's a patriot in my opinion, whoever did that. But she's blaming the Russians, and if she does get in, I can only see the problems between the United States and Russia escalating, because Putin does not want her in. He doesn't trust her, just like almost 70% of Americans don't trust her. Why the hell should Putin trust her? It's just crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to make a few comments about that, because it's just another attempt, another smear. You can just about guarantee anything that the mainstream media writes, especially New York Times, Washington Post. All of those news sources are just going to give you complete bullshit. Get your news from alternative media on the internet, because that's the only way you're going to find out the truth about any of this stuff. You're going to find out what the real polls are. And like I keep telling everybody, go out and talk to people, and you're going to find there's nobody going to vote for Hillary. Nobody can stand her. And if she somehow manages to snatch this election, it's going to be one of the biggest controversies this country's ever seen. And Donald Trump is damn sure going to challenge it in court, all the way to the Supreme Court if he has to. Because if she does get in, she needs to be removed. She should be in chains. And he was saying the other day she shouldn't even be allowed to listen to the security briefings. I mean, she gave away our country's secrets with these emails. She had her private server, and those emails got into the wrong hands. I mean, there's proof of that already. FBI Director Comey already said so. You know, and she keeps slithering out of this somehow. It just goes to show you what a powerful force the Clinton Foundation really is. I mean, these are people that said they were dead broke when they left the White House after the end of Clinton's second term in 2000. And God, they're multimillionaires now, almost billionaires, from all the backroom deals and, you know, with foreign countries and selling our secrets and that whole uranium scandal that Hillary Clinton was involved in. You know, it's only speeding up Iran's capabilities of getting a nuclear weapon. I mean, this woman is actually crazy, and she's gonna get us involved in some sort of World War III, whether it's conventional weapons or nuclear weapons. Either way, it's not gonna be good. You know, but this whole Babygate thing, it's just a joke. It shows how desperate they are. And I'm not saying the right is perfect. That's not why I come on here. The right has got its share of loonies too. You know, the people that are in the establishment right are now trying to run this candidate that says represents GOP values, and he's supposed to be running as an independent. And I can't even remember his name. You know, I'll just refer to him as douchebag McFuckface. But you know, the right is just as guilty of corruption as the left. And the only reason that Trump won in the primaries is because he wouldn't stand for the corruption. He just told him straight out, I ain't going to stand for it. You know, he won all the states in a landslide. And when they tried to install somebody else in his place, he just wouldn't stand for it. Because he's got a set of balls, and that's what's missing in politicians nowadays. Balls. You have to have the courage to take on these people. Because when you do, they actually just turn out to be paper tigers. Because grassroots movements like Trump has started have so much more power than people think they do. And it's so vital that you become a part of that. Be part of that grassroots movement. Go out and vote. Make a difference, because your vote can make a difference. Even if you don't live in a swing state. I mean, we want a landslide. It has to be a landslide to make it unstealable for Hillary, because she will try to take it. I got a kick out of Obama the other day, laughing about how the elections will be rigged. He says, rigged elections? What's that? He knows damn well what rigged elections are. We've got a long history of election fraud in this country. Thousands of verified cases. Not necessarily in national elections, but, you know, down through lower races too. Sorry, I got a bad habit of chewing snooze. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a Norwegian. But, yeah, it's... the corruption is on both sides. And it's... what it is very, very rich and very, very powerful bankers that are playing the left against the right to keep you distracted while they take the reins of power. Start doing some research. You'll learn this stuff. I mean, I was completely blind to it until, you know, just a few years ago, when I started to figure out that, you know, something's rotten in Denmark here because of the gridlock that's going on. Because one candidate, you know, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they're no different than George Bush was. George Bush was a corrupt asshole crook too. And they're all in the pockets of these wealthy people that have a plan for us that we don't want. They want to take away our nation's sovereignty and have us, they want to get rid of have open borders all over the world. We can't have people coming into this country that, be quiet. Can't have people coming into this country that haven't been properly vetted. We just can't have it. Because we're going to look like France or Sweden or any of these other countries that are, you might as well call it Swedenistan or Francistan now, because those companies no longer exist. They're getting taken over by Islam. And even though all of the people, the Europeans that were the original settlers, their descendants now, they're screaming bloody murder, and they're locking them up instead of the terrorists. They're locking them up for bad-mouthing, Islamic terrorism, calling them, Islamophobes. Islamophobia, I guess, is now a bigger crime than blowing up buildings and, suicide bombings and things that kill hundreds of people at a time. We just got to wake up to what's going on. But yeah, this whole Babygate thing was just ridiculous. It was all created out of whole cloth. CNN and MSNBC are two of the worst. I mean, they are just absolutely in the tank for Hillary. I mean, Hillary's God. She can do no wrong. They don't even recognize the blatant criminality that she's guilty of. The more I watch this stuff, the angrier I get. And the more grateful I become that I have my guns. And when somebody comes to confiscate my guns, they better skip my house, because they're going to get their ass shot off. That's guaranteed. Nobody's going to take my goddamn guns. It's not going to happen. Everybody has to actively resist this stuff, because that's the next thing that's coming, is a gun grab. After that, they'll crush your free speech. There's nothing to stop them after they take our guns. Absolutely nothing to stop them. We have to start putting America first. Donald Trump says it all the time, America first. And that's the way it always should be. Take care of ourselves first, and then worry about the other countries. We don't have to be the world's policeman. It's costing us trillions of dollars to protect all these little pissant countries and try to topple governments and install people that they want in there. And these countries turn out worse than they were before. And now we've got immigrants pouring into Europe, and pretty soon they're going to be pouring into the United States if we don't stop Hitler Cashton. Wake up, people. Wake up to the reality of what's going on. That's all I got to say. Thanks. Have a good day. Good talking to you.